This is KRCR News Channel 7 at 5:30.
California's Proposition 215 and the Second Amendment might be like oil and water. Walk into a gun dealer with your medicinal marijuana recommendation and see what happens. Good evening, I'm Mike Mangus.
I'm Carrie Marchese in for Jennifer Scarborough. Tonight, KRCR investigates a hot button issue you may not know about: medical marijuana and the right to bear arms. If you have a Prop 215 card and you want to purchase a gun, you may have a fight on your hands, all thanks to one line on a federal form. We begin tonight with the story of Sean Merritt, a disabled veteran in Redding. When he first thought about purchasing a gun, it was a no-brainer. He's ex-military, a faithful taxpayer with a squeaky clean background. But a federal form stopped him right in his tracks, and ever since, he feels like a common criminal.
I moved out here to California since I got done fighting the VA and thought, okay, now I can finally rest up, prop my leg up, and heal up.
Little did Sean Merritt know a battle was brewing. But this fight, purchasing a gun.
I am a disabled vet, and I am on medications. Now, I just want to check with you and make sure, that these medications won't prohibit me from bearing arms.
If you use medical marijuana, the answer might be yes. And that answer is the core of the problem.
Do you answer that question yes, or do you answer that question no?
We started our investigation at the gun shop, where Sean says he was denied the right to bear arms. Jones Fort in Redding. That's where we found this federal form by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. Line E on the form is the brunt of Sean's problem. It reads, are you an unlawful user or addicted to marijuana or a depressant, stimulant, narcotic drug, or any other controlled substance? Yes or no?
If the question is answered yes, then that prohibits you from buying firearms in the state of California.
They want you to either perjure yourself and lie, so that way they can get you, or they want you to go ahead and admit to it. That way they can't give you a gun.
Sean tells me he uses the medical marijuana to ease his hip pain. He has a Prop 215 card. He doesn't consider himself an unlawful user, nor does he consider himself addicted to marijuana. Therefore, why can't he just check no on the ATF form?
And if you fill the form out incorrectly, wrong, knowingly, that could be a felony.
But Sean says the government had no problem handing him a weapon to defend his country.
I've used the M16, I've used a saw, I've used the 203, I've used revolvers, I've used handguns. I don't want to be looked at as a criminal, and I don't think anybody should be for using something that helps them feel better.
We took Sean's concerns to the California Attorney General office. They issued this statement. California state law prohibits anyone who is addicted to the use of a narcotic drug from possessing firearms. However, marijuana is not considered to be a narcotic drug, and therefore nothing in state law prohibits a user of marijuana from purchasing a firearm. They went on to say they know of no cases involving whether a person with a Prop 215 card can be considered an unlawful user and not be allowed to purchase a gun.
But as far as them answering it, they got to answer it the way they answer it. No coaching from us whatsoever.
For Sean, he's saying, I'm a war veteran. I have a disability, and I defended my country. I used 7 different guns in the Army, and now I can't protect my property.
But he is using marijuana. My recommendation, don't use marijuana. It's not good for you. Smoking is not good for you.
After his experience with Jones Fort, Sean still hasn't got a gun. But he says he has new ammo to fight with.
I took my oath to swear and defend the Constitution. I might not be able to do it for the Army anymore, but I can still do it for the people.
We spoke to the U.S. Attorney's Office to get the Fed's position on this issue. They said at this point they can't comment because it's an issue already being investigated. Meanwhile, Sean is taking up the issue at tonight's City Council meeting in Redding. We'll let you know what happens.